I don't know, like, she's out there. You're the Florida version of Sex in the City, JD.
That's when I was smoking my cigars.
Don't be an asshole today.
Now, where are you?
I am in London. I'm in the UK. Yes.
Never been.
COVID around the world. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a grueling summer. Like honestly, last week when Wednesday when Jay and I did the podcast, I'm gonna let her in. It was so hot here. I had 2 fans on me, so my hair was like blowing everywhere. We don't have air conditioning here. It sucks. It's very European.
Hi.
There she is. Hey, there's JD Denise.
How are you? I don't know. How do I look to you?
You're
great.
Yeah.
Am I in a square?
I'm in a square. You're in the square. Just
Can't
like
see
the Brady
anything
Bunch.
here.
The Brady Bunch Hollywood Squares. One of these days, when we have a whole bunch of guests, we'll do Hollywood Squares.
That's right.
Oh, here we go. Okay, I got it right. Hi, Vickie.
Hi. How are you?
I was watching on YouTube. I was watching your shows. You were so friggin' funny. I was listening to it on the way home, but I was trying to watch it at work, and I kept getting interrupted. But I don't know what I'm interrupting now. So
I was just telling her how we carried on without her. We just drank more and talked more.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, I just forgot. And it was like, but this, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's not my first time. So,
yeah. Oh, good. Then I don't feel so bad. That's fantastic.
By the way, I love your accent. I wish I could speak Southern like that, but I'm not even from the southern part of Long Island, so I can't.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't be able to do that.
So
No.
Vickie, you're in Texas.
Yeah.
JD, you are in South Florida in the Deerfield of beaches, and
yes,
sweating my balls off here in the UK. Fantastic.
Yeah,
so we are literally everywhere.
Yeah, you guys have air conditioning. You're all good.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
I don't want to make you jealous. I'm a little chilly, but I don't want to make you jealous.
I wore my hat so that you would have something to be jealous about.
Oh,
I'm jealous of that. You found that's awesome fun.
Beer. I'm drinking. This is a beaut. This is chocolate caramel biscuit porter.
Ooh.
So wait, that's the first thing, and then I have also salted caramel rum.
Oh wow!
The 2 things would go. So I'm gonna try it.
You are becoming a mixologist.
So isn't a biscuit a cookie?
Yeah. I don't taste cookie in that at all. I just want to be clear.
How is that? It sounds good.
We're gonna stick with this. We're gonna stick with this. This is fantastic. This is like a sugar daddy caramel lollipop thing, but in a drink.
Wow.
So, wow. This is not great. Like, I don't taste chocolate. I don't taste cookie. I don't even taste caramel. No.
Yeah, there's something you can't mix.
You didn't mix them. Did you mix them or you didn't?
No, I'm not going to mix them. I'm not going to ruin.
Yeah.
No.
You unlike me. You wait to mix. I mix it, and then I'm stuck with it for the rest of the show. I went traditional with Mount Gay.
Okay, all right.
What
is that?
That's Mount Gay rum.
Mount Gay rum, Black Barrel, which means I guess it's like a.
That's a premium.
Yeah, the premium, right? The premium.
We don't encourage. You're probably. It's like middle of the day there, so we don't encourage day drinking unless you want a day drink.
I'd love to day drink. I just didn't get anything.
Happy hour here, but I mixed it with Coke. I just went traditional in my jacket.
Oh, very nice. Well, I'll go get a glass of wine.
Hey, you do what you need to do.
I'll go get me a glass of wine.
You go get you a glass of wine, girl. Jay. This is the best thing I've had in I don't know how long.
And do you have one of your giant sphere ice cubes in that?
I don't. I have a.
Oh,
You know,
oh, you
they're
went
really
with
hard to
rocks.
they're really hard to get out of the thing.
Mhm.
Like you have to kind of let them melt a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
didn't
you
take
went
them
with
out.
the
I didn't take
rocks.
them out in time, and I was just like, I'm just gonna use regular old ice. And to be honest with you, it's okay. Tastes just as good.
I'm gonna look for that. I'm gonna see what we have here. I don't look for, you get some interesting stuff.
I do. I do. I now that I've discovered I can get it on Amazon, I'm like an animal.
And I love your queer beer.
This place is so cool. I got.
I saw the Instagram, then I went to the website from your post.
This is it's called the Queer Brewing Project, and so they sent all kinds of queer brewing stickers, pins, hat.
Oh, I love that.
I love it too. And I just want to make it clear that this is not theirs.
Okay.
This is Northern Star, Northern Monk. It's not a queer brewing. I didn't get beer. I just got the merchandise. Just got the hat. All right, you got
So,
your drink now, Vic?
Do you
You're
got your
good?
wine?
Oh, yes, I do, right
You
here.
got your
Okay.
wine?
Atta girl. Atta
Cheers.
girl.
Yeah, that's right.
I love making drinkers out of everybody. So Vicky, you were saying you did something with Suzanne. What were you on her show?
Yes, that's what I was doing.
So
I'm like, what did I do? See, it's again, you know, I'm like,
it's okay. It's okay.
I did do something. Yes, I was on her show. I was her guest.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool. Yeah, she's getting
Yeah.
some good people. See, we're right up there with Suzanne, Jay.
I mean, that's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And I took over. It was supposed to be Billie Jean King, but she got an award, and so you know.
Oh, man.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were going to say
Those
she
are-
flew off to Tokyo.
Yeah. Oh, but she could have. I mean, I
Could
don't know.
have, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a.
Billie
I don't-
Jean King, by the way, Denise, is right next to Janessie and my, you
Oh,
know,
it's up on your
and we
idol
could get
list.
Billie Jean.
Up on your
Yes.
idol list. Okay.
I wanted
right.
to be Billie Jean King when I was younger in tennis.
Oh my God, you got some amazing heroes, Jay. I gotta tell you. Yeah,
Then I
Janice
trained
Ian and
under-
Billie Jean King. That's awesome. I are you guys able to even see the Olympics because of the weird times?
I haven't. No.
No.
Yeah, I just haven't had a chance.
I stayed up.
Have you?
Yeah, I mean, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then, I get like 4 hours sleep or whatever. Like last night, I fell asleep around 2:30. I watched a triathlon, which was okay. I mean, it's one of those things where I stayed awake, up until 2:30 to see the finish. And the Norwegian guy that won gold, he crossed the finish line and puked. So I was like, okay, I'm good. That's good. Click, turn it off.
I go to sleep.
Yeah, and then I woke up this morning and I watched Tom Daley win his gold, and I swear, if anything brings a nation together, it's that kid. I don't know if it's because he's gay, he's adorable, he's been swimming 20 years, he's been in 4 Olympics, he finally got gold this morning, and so yeah, then I was tearing up, I'm like, I'm not even from here, and I'm like, oh, way to go, Britain. So that was amazing. Like, I'm glad I saw that, but I don't dig this stuff like with it. Like, I want to see it live. I don't want to watch the highlights,
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little weird. I was wondering if I'm 5 hours ahead of you guys, 5 and 6 hours ahead of you
Yeah.
guys, and I'm having a problem. It's got to be brutal for you guys.
I wonder. It's probably exactly opposite, probably.
Yeah, it seems like it's all happening in the middle of the night, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
So so that's one of the things I said to my wife this morning. I feel like this Olympics is bringing us all together for 16 days. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, like the football a couple weeks ago, the football with England being in the cup, the UEFA World Cup. I couldn't believe the way it pulled everybody together. I mean, normally everyone's at each other's throats, whether it's about politics or vaccinations, and then they all shut up and hold hands during a sporting event, like it's amazing.
Right.
But yeah, so it's been a little bit of it's been a summer, we'll put it that way. It's right now it's 70 degrees and I'm thrilled with that. Like I'm so
I bet.
I got all the windows open, my cats are chasing bugs. It's fantastic because they don't
See,
have
it's
spring
over
fever.
already.
Yeah,
Your big
yeah,
heat wave,
you're
it's
right.
over.
My 1 week of heat wave.
Not a big deal.
It
Well,
was,
if I ever come there in those 2 weeks, I'll be complaining the whole time. But
I
right now,
do every day.
blue
I'm
by
just
for
like,
me.
why do they live like this? Why don't they get air conditioning? It's brutal. But Vickie, you're
So
in Texas, and you've got everything from flash flooding, floods, snowstorms earlier this year, and
Mhm.
intense heat.
Oh, and not even snow, the freeze.
Yeah,
It was like the city was without electricity in 20-degree weather for 4 days. People died.
yeah.
oh, I remember that. Yeah.
It was
I couldn't
awful. It was awful.
And then Ted
Yeah.
Cruz was hightailing it to Cancun.
Yeah, he went to Cancun. Yeah, well done.
That was nice, right?
Yeah.
So what's it like now? Is it okay now? Everything's cool?
Well, it's just hot.
Just
You know,
hot.
it's just summer. Yeah.
And you were
But we've had a lot of rain, so the temperatures are not as high as usual. Usually
Oh,
we're
yeah.
in the hundreds
yes.
and we're in the 90s, so
Yeah,
it's
that's a blessing.
that's not bad. Yeah.
And you went to LA. You were just in LA, you said.
And
they don't
and
have it.
San Diego. Yeah.
Oh Lord, their temperatures have been outrageous too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a buddy
But
in
fortunately, both my daughter lives in LA and her husband and their baby, and my son and his wife and their baby live in San Diego. Well, some years ago, when I would go visit them, both my daughter and my son had no air conditioning in their apartments. And the sad part about it was I went to stay with my son in San Diego because I had a show in San Diego and he had no air conditioning. Do you know how miserable it is to get ready for a show
A comedy
in
show.
a heat wave with
Miserable.
no air conditioning? Oh my God.
man.
It was awful.
That's when you go in the car and you
Uh-huh.
make
Get in the car.
rear view
Yeah.
mirror.
Yeah.
That's my
Oh,
trick too. Sit in the car.
Are
I
you doing
certainly don't
shows
drive.
now?
No, I have my first shows are coming up at the end of August in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio.
How do you
So
feel?
that'll be my first shows.
How do you feel? How you feel about it? Like, is
Feel
it
weird. I
feel
feel
weird?
weird. I'm a little, I mean, I am nervous about it. I'm not just a little bit, just because I know in the years past, you know, I would work all year. And then usually November and December holidays, I didn't work much, right? So, and you're doing holidays. And then in January, February is when it started to pick up again. Well, I always knew in January and February when I'd start back, it felt odd because I hadn't done it in a couple months.
Yeah.
And if there's I guess maybe there's a rhythm, you get used to it, and you know, I am, you know, and it's been a year and a half
Yeah.
that
yeah.
I've done anything. So I am nervous, but I'm gonna be in Columbus and Cincinnati. So
Are you going to make it to Florida on any of your shows or down?
I used to do Florida a lot. I love Florida. I just
Oh,
I
I love
have nothing planned now. Just
Yeah.
I'd
just
love to
wait
come
and see
to
what
Florida.
happens.
You know, it's like
Wow.
open schedule. It's
Yeah.
it's I think a lot of it too is the traveling to get places is very different now too.
Mhm.
So on top of having like jitters about doing, you know, a show, whether, you know, because you haven't done it in a while, it's the traveling adds this to the stress of it.
Mhm.
And then
Right.
getting comfortable and relaxed enough to do the show. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's I commend you guys for getting back in it. I'm still a little bit people phobic.
I have a little tiny show on Friday night, and I am like, now I'm nervous. I was never nervous before, and now with the Delta variant, I'm nervous because I have not gotten my vaccine yet. I didn't get to go this week. I was going to go last week. I had the sniffles. I was afraid to go with the sniffles, and now and then I'm helping my sisters take care of my mom, who's 87, who's coming back from having a mini stroke. And I want to make sure I'm protected to help take care of her.
Yeah.
But I had to run the business, and my ex-husband, who I have the business with, has been in New York. So things have been in my way of getting that freaking shot. And it's like, now I'm like, I have a show on Friday night, and I'm nervous, and I've
Mhm.
never been nervous before. And it's a little tiny place. It's not a big deal, but I have a bunch of friends coming, and so I know that, I know you play for much larger audiences, Vickie. I have to say, I digress about me and my vaccine. You are so funny. I was watching some of your YouTube stuff, and I saw the routine you do about the colonoscopy,
Oh.
and that is so true. It's just so funny. I haven't gone for that either yet, that and the vaccine, but I should be vaxxed by our next week's show, Denise. But anyway, I I just think the way you described it was your timing is great. I love your timing. And I saw the thing about your parents, your mom and her parents were grandparents, your grandparents were cousins. My family comes from Sicily, and I did the ancestry thing, and I'm like, okay, I always tell people I'm 100% Sicilian, right? And people tell me, well, you can't be 100% of anything. And then I started thinking, and I'm like, Sicily's an island, so probably people were coming through that island. I came back 98% Sicilian. And then I remembered my family, the cousins kind of married each other in the past generation. So it's like, I think that's why. That was so
Kind of
funny. When you were
Southern.
saying- I can relate to that.
You're kind of Southern. So Vickie, would you,
Southern, I'm kind of Southern, yes.
yeah, there's a Southern aspect. Would you say that you get most of your material from family stuff, daily observations, like
Life,
that kind of thing?
just life,
It's just
whatever.
life in general.
Yeah, life in general, because you're just going, what the, what? It happens. I have my wife, I have dogs, I have my grandkids, I have my kids, I have, it's life, and it happens. Colonoscopy. Unfortunately, that story's true. Completely true.
I love the part about when you turn 50, that's what the doctor tells you. That's so true.
I know.
Happened to me.
Well, and I turned 65, so now it's a whole nother thing. So now I had to go get a bone density test. Yeah, it's just never ending. I don't know. Yeah.
That sounds awful. Like, wouldn't they just smack your fingers with a hammer? Like, what's a bone density?
Well,
I just
it's
had
kind of like an MRI, and
Okay.
you just lay there and
Okay.
they look at your bone, your hips and stuff. I don't know.
All
You don't
right,
feel
okay.
anything.
No, I don't feel anything.
All right, I could handle that.
You
It's
can handle
totally
that.
I could handle
uninvasive.
that. I
I
just
just
have to.
had one last week, Denise.
You did
Actually, on
too?
my
Oh,
week
yeah,
of
that's right.
JD,
You had all your, yeah.
I did a week of JD where I went to all the doctors and I haven't been to in 3 years, and because I hadn't been a year, and then the COVID hit, and then so thank God all the tests came back good. I got my last test back today, but I'm a hypochondriac, so I think I have everything. So but man, like, yeah, I saw something too about how your career got started. Like you were like the traditional mom and housewife and grandmother, and then what happened? Like couldn't hear the rest of the story because I kept getting interrupted.
Well, it was, I don't know if it was my act, but in real life, I started doing stand-up when I was married, married with 3 kids, Southern Baptist, the whole 9 yards. And I started doing comedy. And in learning comedy, the art of it, you learn about, you have to be truthful. I mean, it has to come from truth. Now you can exaggerate it, but if you're not being truthful, it's not going to sell. It's just not, it's not. And so I had never really been truthful with myself all my life, obviously. And it was kind of like a Pandora's box, you can't pick and choose what comes out. It's like, it all comes out. And part of that was I'm a lesbian. So now what do I do? I'm married with 3 kids and all this. And so it was just a lovely, pleasant time during those years. But yeah, so that was kind of, how I came out. And then I just, like I said, life happens. You just move forward and just do what you got to do.
Wow.
Material. It's all material. I think one of the things that kind of gets you through, obviously having a sense of humor, but it's finding that in just everyday life, and you realize like, man, this is just, it's all material, like all of it,
Mhm.
like,
Well, I even to the extent like when I'm in a really not good place, a very painful place, I have always said, this is going to be funny one day.
yeah,
Not right now. It's
Yeah.
not funny
Right.
right now, but it will be because the best humor comes from pain.
right.
It does, is what is, I don't remember, I think it was Milton Berle said, comedy is tragedy with timing.
That's
Mhm.
brilliant because it's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Get that.
And that's what it is,
Yeah. I think you have to come from a family that gets that, like my mom has MS, it's progressive. So she walks like Quasimodo. So we just, have made that her thing. Like you can hear her coming because you hear the step and the drag and the step and the drag and the drag. Here comes Quasimodo. But if another family like heard us talking about that, they would think we were awful.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God that the rest of my family get it. Like I have
yeah.
another aunt that's kind of losing her sight, and then her sister just broke her arm, and there were some pictures of them, and I said, like, if I send my mother there, you know, between all three of you, we have an able-bodied person. And like I
One
thought, I'm
person.
gonna put that on Facebook, and everyone's gonna think I'm awful, Whatever. If they don't get it, they don't get it. But
I
it
know.
is true. It is. It's like
Well, you have to, like when my dad, before he passed of Alzheimer's, he had it for 10 years and it was horrible. But there was times you just had to laugh at it. Like I remember one day he was going, why can't I die? Why can't I die? And my mother goes, well, Clyde, maybe you need to pray to the Lord. And I said, I have. And y'all, I couldn't help it. I went, well, he's not listening. That's not a good sign. Jesus doesn't want you and the devil won't take you. Now my mother laughed. She did laugh at that. So
yeah, you just gotta have the family that appreciates it. Honestly, I just thought I think I put this on Instagram. Like I've got to get my shit together because after living in this heat last week of 85 degrees and no air conditioning, I realized I always thought I don't care if I have a front row seat in hell, but you know what? I can't take the heat, man. Like I'll be clawing my way out of there. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. It was just a joke. Let me out of here.
Get right with the Lord, Denise. Get right with the Lord.
I don't know. It might be a little bit late for that. But I think that Vickie, I think the first time I was able to see you live was in Florida.
Oh.
And maybe it was a Girls at Gay Days or I think it was Orlando. Might have been Orlando.
was it? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good lineup that year. I remember there was like a lot of good people, but I was so excited because we had you on the Lesbian Lounge, and and Don and I were like, God, it feel awful because we didn't see her. Normally we see somebody live, and then we ask them on the show, and we hadn't seen you live, and you were on the show, but then we were able to do a little bit of work in Orlando and catch your show. And I was like, oh, thank God. Like now we can say we saw her live. It is a different experience. It's so much more fun seeing somebody live.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yeah, your stuff is always fantastic. Now you've been married to Sarge for how long?
We got officially married 5 years ago, but we've been together 21 years.
Wow, that's
awesome.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
you live like in a pretty conservative Republican state together. Like what is that like? Do you find are you brawling with your neighbors? Like how does that work?
Well, you know what? It's interesting. Up until just recently, it's been wonderful. I mean, we have gay flags out and gay pride and all that kind of stuff. And my neighbors have been wonderful, accepting, great, all this good stuff. Well, a couple of 3 months ago, not long, and that's how, but our neighbor next door sold her house and somebody moved in.
Oh.
And, and we have chickens, by the way, in
Love
our
chicken.
backyard. Do
Oh.
what?
I love chickens. I've recently discovered chickens.
I
You know, how do
I've,
people?
been, I've wanted them for a long time and my wife wouldn't let me. And finally, the grandkids moved in and my oldest granddaughter said, over by the garage would be a great place to have chickens. And I went, oh, you want chickens? And she was like, yeah. And so, of course, my wife can't tell her no,
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
So we got chickens. And anyway, and I've given eggs to all my neighbors, and nothing, not a problem. So they moved in and I went over, and I took a, carton of eggs and I put my and my wife's name down and our phone number. And I said, we're glad you're here. Welcome to the neighborhood. We had chickens, so I brought you some eggs and our phone number and our names are right there. If you need anything, give us a call. I was just being nice, just welcome to the neighborhood. And next thing I know, animal control and the health department came out because she said our chickens were giving her rats. And I went, one, they're not giving us rats. So how are they giving you rats? And no, they don't give you rats. Anyway, she started calling the HOA. She wanted us to get rid of the chickens. And finally, the not the health department, the animal control, he came out and he goes, you're in compliance. You're not doing anything wrong. You're fine as far as the city. And he goes, she can call all she wants and we'll have to come out because that's what we have to do. But then I tell her they're in compliance. There's nothing they're doing wrong. They're completely fine. They're clean. There's no smell. Anyway, so we hadn't heard from her for a while. Well, my daughter-in-law was here. I wasn't here. And we got a package. It was theirs, but it was delivered wrong, which in and of itself, that happens. Yeah. But my daughter-in-law got it and she went, oh my God. Well, she didn't notice it at first because she opened it. She thought it was hers. And she realized, oh, that's not mine. And she was like, oh, I don't know what to do with it because they're going to get weird, like I'm opening their mail. And he came over, the husband came over and he said, I know you have our package because we saw it on the, and she goes, yes, I do. It's right. He said, did you throw it away? She goes, no, I didn't throw it away. I have it right here. I just opened it and I was kind of nervous about bringing it over to you. And he goes, why would you be nervous about that? She goes, well, one of the reasons is one, how you're treating us with our chickens. Your other next door neighbor, you reported her for her dog, and you've been calling the HOA on people's RVs. You can't have an RV in your front, on your driveway for longer than a set time because it's not supposed to be there. You can drive one up and park it and then take it out. Anyway, she was reporting everybody. I was like, what a great way to make, friends. Well, anyway, so he comes over and, she goes, well, no, because the way you've been treating all the neighbors. And she goes, why would I think anything else other than you're going to be an ass? And yeah, she did. She was not. And he goes, look, I pay a lot of money to live in a neighborhood like this, and I pay my taxes. She goes, I pay taxes too. And he goes, no, you don't. You live there for free because they live with us. Wow. Well, my son and her, they own a house in the neighborhood. They're just renting it out. So she goes, I own a house and I pay taxes. And that kind of upsettled him. And the next thing he says, look, I pay a lot of money and hard-earned taxes to live in this neighborhood, and I shouldn't have to live next door to people with AIDS.
Oh my
God.
What? Well, for one, we're lesbians. We don't get AIDS. And it's like, oh, and he goes, AIDS and barn animals. And I'm like, oh my God. So we've just yeah. So that's but I will say this other thing that was happening. Well, when we knew the neighbor was, all these people were telling us, HOA and all these people were going, they're gay, they're homophobes. I said, I kind of figured that.
Yeah.
And,
Right, right.
so because I knew that, I put my gay flags out. You know, of
Excellent.
course. And I knew that would piss them off. But what was interesting about that is I was outside one day with our little puppy, just getting her to potty in the yard, and a car drove by, and the window rolled down, and she goes, "Can I talk to you for a minute?" I went, "Yeah, sure." So she swung around and she pulled up, young, pretty girl, and she goes, "I just want to tell you how much it means to me to see your gay flags." She goes, "Every morning when I drive by your house, it just makes me smile that someone in this neighborhood has their gay flags out." And she had, and she's 21 and just pretty as a butt, you know. And she had her car broken into. She had a gay sticker on it and all that. And then after that, I went, well, I'm not taking them down now anyway.
Right.
Well, after that, I had two little girls come up to I wasn't here. My granddaughter was here. And these two girls, probably about 12, they knocked on the door, and my granddaughter answered the door, and they went, "We just want you to know we love your flags."
Oh,
And it's like these little kids are coming by going, "Thanks, we love your flags."
I do too. I
Wow,
saw your picture on Facebook.
that's
and I was
cool.
like, I'm so jealous. I wish, like that's amazing.
I know. And it's like, well, see, and then there you go. That's life. Because you have this horrible thing, and we've never had that before. We throw out all the gay flags, and then thank you,
And then and then humanity redeems himself. It's so it's
That had a happy ending. That was a good ending.
yeah. Thank God. I mean,
I know.
it's I guess, after the last 4 years of, hate being stirred up the way it has, everybody feels like they have a right to say stupid things like the AIDS remark. Like, I mean, seriously, I can't imagine saying something like that. Like, let alone out loud. Like,
The ignorance.
but
The
like,
ignorance
say it
was
out loud. Like,
staggering.
But it's both of them. That's what's so sad is they both bought each other's bullshit,
yeah.
And they just sit at home and just,
Think
with
about
each
it.
other
Yeah.
going,
Stir it up. So watching.
oh my God. But what I also love is the fact that HOA and animal control and all this, they're crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, they are really making friends everywhere they
Everywhere they go. Yeah.
I can't believe that. Oh man. I hope you use idiots like that in your act. That's fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I actually had two, on a different part of that story, I actually had 2 or 3 rescue chickens, believe it or not. My business is an industrial area. It's a pallet business. And once in a while, chickens show up. So we made a little coop for them in the yard, and they were happy there. We called them Henrietta. There was Henrietta 1, and they were chickens, not roosters, but they got to the point. There were 2 that I think were dumped there. People, why would you dump a chicken in an industrial area? I don't know, but chickens are very smart. I'm just, putting it out there. Like, I come from Long Island, and I never saw a cow or a chicken or anything because it was the burbs, and I was so excited to see a chicken. But the thing is I can't eat chicken anymore now because that happened because I knew a chicken. So that's my face. So I'll eat eggs though.
That's how it starts. My wife watched a documentary on pigs. So then
I can't eat pigs either.
Now now she's like a complete vegetarian.
Well, I can eat chicken.
Chicken.
Doesn't bother me at all.
You're a Southern.
My chickens eat chickens. My chickens eat chicken. Chickens are predominantly meat eaters. They need meat.
I was surprised to find that out.
They're actually omnivores. They literally will eat anything. They're like our great new compost. Whatever we have left over, or it gets, not moldy, but like old, and wrinkly and dried out, that you're not going to eat it, but nothing's really wrong with it. You just throw it out to the chickens. They go nuts. They love it. And they love chicken. They love scrambled eggs. They love, all kinds. They love anything.
I couldn't do that though. I couldn't do that. We would have like Kentucky Fried Chicken for lunch or something. you know, the other people in the office. I couldn't give them the chicken. I felt bad about that. I know you could do that.
Yes, and
Yeah.
they love it.
Funny.
So are you playing anywhere other than Ohio right now?
Not yet, not yet.
Wow.
Oh, no, I do Women's Week in Provincetown in
Oh, I
October.
want to go.
Yeah.
When is that? In October?
October. It is always, and not usually, it's always the week of Columbus Day.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
and
look
it's
at
like
that.
this year, it's gonna be October 13th through the 16th.
oh, perfect. And all
Are
the
you-
big names go there, don't they? Like Rosie
Who?
O'Donnell, Leah Delaria, everybody's just walking around having a good time. Yeah, that's one of the things on my
Well,
my
you know,
bucket-
Leah owns a bar there now.
right.
Yeah.
Part of the
Who owns a bar?
project about saving lesbian bars.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
just saw that on.
But she also, but hers, she changed it. It was a lesbian bar, dance place.
Yeah,
And I think now it's like a jazz club.
right.
So it's more music oriented, live music.
Oh, fantastic. Jay, there you go.
I know. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna look into going. I wanted to play it, but I didn't submit in time, so I guess they already have their acts in place.
About going for so long. My wife wants to go. Donna wants to go. Like it'd be so fun to get everybody. And you know, my
We
cousins
should.
live right near Rehoboth, so
Mhm.
you know, like that's it's perfect. But that's definitely on my bucket list. And the other, you know, like I've become obsessed with home renovation shows.
Mhm.
Pandemic, right? Binging on everything, and now Discovery Plus, like catching up on old stuff. And so now I'm hell bent on going to the silos in
Oh yeah, Waco.
Waco. Yeah, that's my other thing. Like put that on the list. Got to get to the silos. Like
Well, if you get down here, come get me. We'll go together. I would like to go too.
Honestly,
Not very far.
I'm gonna bring my guitar and play on the street corner in Provincetown during Women's Week. I'll do that.
There you go.
Until they kick me out.
Buskin'. You'll be like a busker, isn't that what they call them over here? A busker?
I
Is that
don't
what
know
they do? I don't know.
We
Yeah.
call them street musicians. I don't know what we call
Street
them. Like
musicians.
uninvited street musicians. No, but I'll try to, if I get to go, I'll try to catch your show, Vickie, and
Oh yeah.
let you know I'm there. That would be really
Yeah,
fun.
that would be fun.
Oh,
And I'll
that's
be at the
fantastic.
Crown and Anchor, so easy to get me. You can text me or sorry about that. You know, just text me and let me know you're there. Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Is that when you're coming down, Denise? Coming over?
I am. I'm thinking about pushing my ticket. I was supposed to come the first week of October to Florida, but my cousin's getting married up in New York. So my mom wants to go to that. So
Oh, right. You said
Right.
that.
and Gemma's got some stuff going on. And she needs to get back to Australia. So I might have to push my ticket out depending on if her flight gets canceled. So it's a little mumbo jumbly. But I'm gonna try and get there, you know, like still in October, but I'm just not sure of the dates yet. But that would be a nice side trip, man. My mother would be like, you don't want to go to a family wedding, but you'll go hang out with the girls in Providence.
Right. Yeah.
Well, of course.
Exactly. Well, listen, this has been super fun. I see my clock's down. So I hope you do fantastic in Ohio, and it's the start of many gigs for you.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you finally made it and that nothing was wrong and you just forgot about us. That's that's better than thinking the worst.
That's right. She did.
All right, you guys, it's been fantastic. Thank you, Vickie, so much.
Yes, it has been. It's so nice meeting you.
Yes, you too. Can't wait to see you both again.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Same
something.
here.
We'll figure something out. That's for sure. Jay, it's been great, even though it's just been a day or so.
Hey,
I know. I missed
since
you.
you're in London,
Yeah.
since you're in Britain, do you have, or London, and I've had so many people that are from there say I should come over and do some shows, but I don't have any contacts.
I will.
Do you-
I'll send
do
you
you-
a couple. Yeah, I'll send you a few
Okay.
that I know that are still doing stuff because a lot of places never reopened.
Mhm.
But yeah, if the few that I have are still open, I'd be happy to send them to you.
Oh, great.
You got it.
Great. That'd be great.
Right.
Sure.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Stay cool.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You too. Bye.
There, that's see.
He drank way too much whiskey.
It's like never stop chasing your dreams.